My first foray onto the internet has been very well received. I've even had some fan mail, not to mention a message on Facebook from a man in Germany claiming to be Charlie. I haven't heard from Charlie for many years, but it wouldn't surprise me in the least if he had indeed swapped pork links for bratwurst, as he put it. Time will tell. So where was I? Ah, yes. Maureen had just divulged to me the nature of my Charlie's association with Bobby Blake, the butcher. I had spat tea in her face, and she was wiping down her cleavage with a tea towel, while I decided never to iron another shirt. We sat in silence for quite a while. There wasn't a lot to say. I was going back over my marriage, looking for clues like a nick nurse looking for head lice, and Maureen was by now surreptitiously trying to dry her left breast with a paper napkin. Eventually, I asked her the obvious question. How long have you known about my Charlie and Bobby Blake? She looked furtive, her eyes darting from side to side like a cartoon character, for she knew very well I wasn't going to let her off the hook. A little while, she said delicately, which didn't fool me at all. Ever since we were at school, Maureen's always been first with the gossip. She was the one who realised that Miss Forsyth, our class teacher, and the headmistress were closer than might have been expected when we saw them at the swimming pool diving between each other's legs. I thought nothing of it, but Maureen's eagle eyes spotted a certain brightness in their eyes and a faint flush on their cheeks. And she was right. They subsequently ran off together to Lesbos right before the Christmas play, leaving the caretaker to cope with playing the piano as best he could. It was not a great success, and personally, I've always felt it was very selfish of them to surrender to their carnal desires right in the middle of the school year. I played Mary, and my solo verse of Little Donkey was totally ruined by the ham-fisted accompaniment. I've always felt quite bitter about it, if I'm honest. Anyway, I digress. Maureen confessed that she had known for some time about Charlie and Bobby. She had first spotted them together, bent over Bobby's car engine. The bonnet, of course, was up, so they did not see her, no doubt, stealthy approach. As she went past, she heard Bobby say, "Charlie, do you think it's my crankshaft?" To which Charlie replied, "Oh, I thought you were just pleased to see me." This alerted her to the somewhat bizarre thought that my Charlie was flirting with Bobby Blake, and after that she took every opportunity to try to catch them together. "I'm sorry, can you hear my pussy? Come here, dear, come here." She explained that she hadn't wanted to say anything to upset me until she was absolutely sure, that she had spotted several possible moments, but that their appearance together at the Chippendales was for her the final proof. I thanked her for her frankness and asked her what she thought I should do. "Well, Edna, I don't think there's much point trying to win your husband back from a man who can supply as much meat as he wants," she said thoughtfully. I agreed. My first instinct was to go straight down to Bobby's shop and have it out with him, and Maureen agreed to come with me. And within 5 minutes, we were standing in front of his counter, waiting for him to weigh out Mr. Hancock's weekly tripe shop. I think Bobby realised from our faces that we were not there to praise his sausage. He immediately tried to ingratiate himself with me by offering me some cut-price lamb shank. I surprised myself by the force of my indignation. "You know where you can stick your lamb shank," I told him. With hindsight, this was probably not the best response, but Maureen assures me that she would have said just the same in my position. He knew it was all up and went very red in the face. I found I had nothing further to say and walked out of the shop in a dignified manner, at least until I slipped on a piece of tripe by the door. When Charlie got in from work, I knew that he knew. Bobby must have told him. I had his dinner on as usual, but I had left a pile of crumpled shirts on the table for him to deal with. His face fell. He didn't say much, just ate his dinner, went upstairs, and came down again with a small suitcase. "Well then," he said. "Well then," I replied, not wishing to prolong the conversation further than necessary. And off he went, with never a backward glance. The ungrateful bastard. I drank half a bottle of cooking sherry, and then went next door to Maureen's, where I drank tea and sobbed and raged and shouted until 3 in the morning. Bless her, she was a rock. She even let me vomit in her mop bucket, and she's very particular about her floors. Anyway, once he'd gone, I pulled myself together. Life isn't so bad on your own. I was free to make some choices for the first time. I redecorated the bedroom. I've always hated pink walls. I cancelled our newspapers, and I became vegetarian. As I said to Maureen, I don't think I could ever look a sausage in the eye again.